Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn the solo to Mr. Brownstone. We already took a look at all the chords and riffs in a previous lesson, so hopefully you guys already checked that out. So let's start here with the solo. It's not very long, but it's got a lot of cool licks in it, and we're still tuned down a half step. So let's get rocking here. We're going to start with a little Unison bend, and then alright, so that Unison bend is here, the 14th fret on the high E, 17th on the B. So you pick those two notes, and then bend the 17th on the B string up a whole step, so they become the same note, and then you kill the sound real quick. And then pick 17 normal, then pre-bend 16 a half step, and release it. Pretty cool little lick there. And then 14 on the B to 16 on the G twice with this. And then we just have a series of, he's picking the note on the 16th fret on the G, pick it again, a half step bend and release, and pull it off to the 14. Now he has a wah pedal on there, so this one's kind of a, you might want to add that note there on the 16th fret too, that might be in there as well every once in a while. On the two 16s across the B and the G. So, or you can just show you this. And then you end it with 16, 14 on the D string. Alright, next phrase. Alright, so it starts kind of the same, except it's not a unison bend, it's just the whole step bend at the 17, and then just picking 17 normal, then that half step pre-bend and release at the 16 again. Alright, then we're going to come over to the 14 on the B, 17 on the G, back to 14 on the B, and do a hammer pull from 17 back to 14. Do this. Back to the 17 on the G, and back to the 14 on the B. Alright, now we have a whole step bend at the 14 on the G string at the 16th fret. Oh, sorry, 16th fret there on the G. Into the 14th fret on the B. Then pull off 17, 16, 14 on the G. So far. And then a whole step bend and release at the 16 again. Pull off to 14. And you're going to end this phrase with 16 on the D to 14 on the G twice. And then slowly just bend that note, that 14th fret up 2 whole steps. Now, I think this note is actually an overdub, or he catches a harmonic or something, so it sounds quite odd. But, you know, do what you want with it. It's just a long, sustained bend. So altogether, that phrase. All right, the next phrase is pretty crazy. It sounds like this. So we get a little sequence there at the very end, but before that we're going to start with a large bend here. The 17th fret. That's a step and a half bend. Then 14, 16, 17 kind of staccato on the high E string. Then Then you're just gonna hammer 16 to 17, pull to 17, 16, and back to 14. Over to 17 on the B, back to 14 a couple times on the high E. Now this part is just one of those like really fast blues-inspired kind of things that Slash does. Getting it note for note is really not that necessary. It's kind of just really getting the effect. He doesn't really do it the same ever anyway, but he's basing it right around this area and around that blues lick. After you get through that little, he just kind of basing around that common blues lick, which is 14 on the high E, pull off 17, 14 on the B, then a 16th fret bend on the G string. Just really kind of doing that just a couple times. All right, so after you do that, that last one, you're gonna pull off to the 14th fret, release that bend, pull off to the 14th, so we have this. And then we have this little sequence. So that's like an actual repeated lick. So it's a bend of the 16 on the G string to 14 on the B. Then play 16 again, but this time not bent. Back to that 14. Then over to 14 on the G to 16 on the D. So we have this. Then you're going to play this note, the 14th fret on the G, to kind of start over, and then play this. And then back to that 14 to kind of a go in between note, and then so that ends with starting it the same way, but this time just going 16 to 14 on the G, and then that's a whole step bend release at the 17th fret, pull off to 14, and then play 17. So we have this. All right, and now we have some kind of more bluesy licks here. This first one. All right, so that's down here to the 3rd position. You're going to bend to that whole step at the 5th fret on the G. Then 3 on the B to 3 on the high E. Back to the 3 on the B. This is 16th notes here. Then a whole step bend there at the 6th fret on the B string. The 3 on the high E, then 6, 3 on the B. All right, then a bend and release, whole step bend at the 5th fret on the G string. Pull off to 3, then play 5-3. And then we're going to end it with another bend in the G string, 5th fret, 3 on the B, 3 on the high E string. So here's that whole phrase. Here we go. All right, then you move it up to the 8th position. Same kind of thing, but a little bit different. So it sounds like. All right, so that is whole step bend at the 10th fret on the G, into the 8 on the B, 8 on the high E, so you just roll your finger again. Back to the 8 on the B again. So far, it started the same. And then whole step bend at the 11th fret, then 8 on the high E to 11. Back to the 8 on the B, then a whole step bend and release the 10th fret, pull off to 8, and back to 10. Just pick the 10 again. So we have this so far. And then you're gonna kind of a Clapton thing here. Hammering 8 to 9 on the G, 8 on the B, 8 on the high E. All right, then the last one here. A little bit shorter. We have a whole step bend at the 13 on the B. then 10, 13 on the high E, to 10 on the B string. So we have this. Then pick 12 on the G, then a pre-bend, that whole step pre-bend, and pull it off the 10. Alright, from there we're just going to go 12 on the D to 12 on the G, back to 12 on the D to 10 on the G a couple times. So all together. Alright, so all three of those little sections put together. Alright, and then we're going to end it with some unison bends. And it'll be... Alright, so we started the whole solo with a unison bend, so we're going to do the same thing here, but this time at the 12th fret. 10th fret on the high E, with the 13th fret on the B being bent up. Same thing, 1 fret lower. Same thing, 2 frets lower from that. Then quickly slide into the 15th fret on the B, and then do the unison bend there. 15th on the high E, 18th bend on the B. Alright, and back to the riff. Alright, so it's a very fun song to play, lots of cool licks, cool riffs, cool licks in the solo, so a lot to sink your teeth into on this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.